So I thought I would take a moment and go over the items I have in my build and the gear choices I have made, as well as my talent choices, just in case people don't want to read through the entire guide. They can watch this video. So as far as the weapons, I've chose to go to Scepters in Blight League because of the +1 to level of all spell skill gems is just too good to pass up. I was lucky enough to find both this scepter and this scepter, which are the Alva Temple scepters with the minion damage and deals double damage. And then I multi-crafted this one, and this one I just kind of left how it was because it's fine. It's just amazing. The +1 to all spells affects everything. It affects the zombie, the carrion golem. It even affects, you know, where is it? Discipline and Convocation, Dread Banner. Basically affects everything with the exception of Leap Slam and Cyclone, because those are attacks and not spells, which makes it really nice. I've just been using a pair of +2 to socketed minion gems. I randomly happened to find the ones that I needed to fix my resistances happen to be spiked gloves. They're not required. And I have been running sequences of lab trying to get Commandment of the Grave, but I've had no luck with that. The Siege Breaker has been absolutely amazing. The additional caustic ground damage that it does has been just absolutely amazing on both Blight and anything where like minions spawn, you know, Harbingers, when you do Chimera and the ads come between phases. It's really nice extra free damage. I did happen to get one that was corrupted for move speed during Flash because I like to Cyclone fast. I randomly crafted these boots with a couple of fossils, got real lucky. Can't Be Frozen is one of my favorite crafts. I absolutely hate freeze. It kills me all the time. I have been running lab again. I kind of want to get the move speed, but I ended up stopping with the attack cast speed because I like to Cyclone fast. I ended up finding this for a really good deal with it already allocated with Soul of Steel. I find that Soul of Steel is absolutely amazing. Everything that helps keep us alive is good. I have the Curse on Hit Flammability on one ring and then minion damage on the other. Both of those I purposely looked for ones that had an open suffix so I could craft +1 minimum endurance charge there. So it gives us 2 endurance charges, helps with survivability, always a plus. And I ended up buying this for real cheap. I've got a couple more. I'm actually just waiting to do some alvas so that I can double corrupt multiples of the helmet, and I've got a couple of breastplates. I also started running in my offhand some claws instead of the scepters for when I delve, because it has 46 life gain for enemies hit, 49 life gain for blinded enemies hit, and then this one as well. And then what I run for, I run my auras in these, so when I swap, all I have to do is turn on these 3 auras, and it's Discipline, Flesh and Stone, and Enfeeble. And that way when I delve, I'm running the most defensive auras. The Flesh and Stone blinds enemies that are near me, and then when I hit blinded enemies, I gain extra life. So this gives me almost 200 life per enemy hit while delving, which is just amazing in the darkness. It does cut my damage by a little bit, but this build already puts out so much damage, who cares? The only negative is I'm not leveling extra gems in my offhand, but I don't have to do a lot of gem swapping when I decide I want to delve, so I really enjoy that. As far as the AG, I did go ahead and get him a Kingmaker. We've got a pair of Victoro's Flights. I was fortunate enough to find a pair of those that were enchanted with the regenerate 1% of life when they take damage. AG does benefit from boot enchants. He does not benefit from helm or glove enchants, as he can't trigger them. I also got a Crown of the Tyrant, which I have Yorichi benched to be white, so he's adding this extra 261 to 339 chaos damage to all of us, as well as lowering the resistance of all guys he's near by 10. And then I have a pair of, I think for gloves, I put Ondar's Clasps Curse on Hit ones, just because Ondar's Clasps have nice high attack speed if he's full life, which he almost always is. And then I did just recently put a Garb of the Ethereal, however you pronounce that, on him. Action speed cannot be modified below base value for all of us, which means no temp chains, no hinder, all that other fun stuff won't hurt us. And then also it gives us that nearby allies can't be crit. And that's about the same radius as the Kingmaker, which works out really well. And I socket my AG with the Meat Shield support, which keeps him nice and close to me so that I don't lose my fortifier, my buffs that I get from him, and as well as he's not running off and dying to crazy stuff. And then Elemental Army also gives him a little extra resistances. And then Holy Relic. So this is all together. The Holy Relic triggers the Elemental Army, lowering the resistance of the enemies as I cyclone through them, as well as Meat Shield. Holy Relic's always near me, so that just gives him a little extra damage, and the AG benefits too. So it just works out real nice with those 4 things together. Then in the gloves, I've been Multi-Strike, Carrion Golem, Raise Zombie, Minion damage. That gives me a 10th zombie because of the +2, and then the +2 from the Scepters, which is pretty nice. I've been running the Skitter bots, which I have found to be just absolutely amazing with their ability to both chill and shock enemies. It gives us a lot of extra damage on that. As far as the talent tree here, I did monkey with some things a little bit. Originally, I had taken Golem Commander. I really liked Golem Commander because it increased the buff of golems, and more golems, more minions are always fun. The problem is I noticed when I was playing with Path of Building that the Carrion Golem actually just does a minimal amount of damage. And I found that if I pulled these 4 points, I could just come over here and get Enduring Bond, which allowed me to take some more damage. Now, I've really been just kind of debating between either whether I take this and then I come up here and get Unnatural Calm instead for a little more, you know, survivability. Not that I die that often now. Or, you know, Fearsome Force for a larger area of effect. Aligned Spirits is also more damage. It's kind of nice in Blight how much they really added more minion stuff to the tree. Before, it was basically like take a couple of spots and then just grab all the jewel sockets. Now there's so many options, you actually have to think and kind of plan around a little bit. It's kind of nice. So, but yeah, anyways, that's a rough walkthrough of what I have been doing for Blight League with the Tavukai, Killer Bees, Exploding SRS Castable Channeling build. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment on the forum guide, and I do my best to try to keep up to date with that and, you know, answer any questions.